Who is with Vinny Fiorenza? There's a lot he doesn't know. There's a lot he wants to know. This is a podcast where he tries to learn from people who know things he doesn't. He'll be focusing on people from the worlds of business, entertainment, and the arts. His guests are people he finds fascinating and that he believes will bring value to others. Join him on the journey on finding out who is.
I was in LA last night and my crowd decided to all be on heavy drugs, I guess, and bragging about it and just yelling it out like a safe word. Like the one guy was like, shrooms. Then he was just like, acid. What about acid? I was like, are you playing Jeopardy? I was born in New Jersey. I was raised in Miami. My mom wanted me to be born in New Jersey. New Jersey and New York are fraternal, and New Jersey's the uglier one. I don't kiss anyone's ass. I eat ass, but I don't kiss ass.
That's good. That's good.
I always say, I'm like, I wish my parents beat me. I'd have a Netflix special by now.
We're here with Brittany Brave. I've been really looking forward to this one. Let's get rocking.
Hi.
Hi.
Don't set those unrealistic expectations on me.
No, it's the truth.
Okay.
That's serious.
Oh, the pressure's on now.
Yeah. No, I always ask everyone, where are you from? I actually just learned it today, but yeah, tell the audience.
I am East Coast, so I'm dreading every second that I'm in Los Angeles. No, I'm kidding. I was born in New Jersey, New York's ugly younger sister, and I was raised
Is it
in...
younger?
I don't know. I was actually just thinking about that historically. Is Jersey older than New
Maybe
York?
little sister.
Twin sister.
Twin okay,
sister.
Cool.
They're New Jersey and New York are fraternal, and New Jersey's the uglier one.
That's great.
There it is. And I was born in Miami. So my mom wanted me to be. I was born in New Jersey. I was raised in Miami. My mom wanted me to be born in New Jersey around family, and be Jersey bred.
How do you have this accent?
What accent do I have?
I feel like you have like a booming. You feel like a New Yorker, like for
it just
sure.
never leaves you. You know that.
I guess so. It's in there.
My mother has lived in Miami for over 30 years, and she's still. Walk the walk. Let's talk about it. Get a coffee. Where's the dog? Like she just got out. So I do think it's like like it's jail. Like she just got out of Jersey jail. But I do think it's heightened because I'm around two Italian men, and you have a heavy accent.
Yeah, you think so?
I think I've been picking it up.
Yeah, no, I think so too. You convinced me you're a New Yorker.
Yeah. But then there's a little Miami, and then all of a sudden I'll just be like, supposedly or something. Dale. Yeah.
What'd you say when you walked up to me earlier?
What did I say? Buenos dias.
Yeah, buenos dias.
Buenos dias.
Well, that's Los Angeles too.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, for sure. When you were growing up out in Miami, how would your friends describe you?
Oh, nerd.
Nerd.
Kiss ass.
Kiss ass, yeah. Are you still that a little? Do you still have a little hint of that? I don't know if you're a
I
nerd.
am the opposite.
Yeah, you don't kiss anyone's ass.
I don't kiss anyone's ass. I eat ass, but I don't kiss ass.
That's
good.
That's good.
That's the clip.
That noted.
Clip and caption that. No, I well, okay. Anyways, I was the clown stuck in a goody two shoes body.
You broke out.
And I broke out. I feel like that was my coming out of the closet. Because I always was goofy and I would get into trouble every now and again. Like not serious trouble, but clowning around. But like on the surface, I also was like overachiever, straight A's, class president, everything. So, and then the rest of my life has been recovering from that trauma.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So, did your family play any part in you starting your creative endeavor? Was there any influence from them?
Indirectly.
Indirectly.
I think. Yeah. I mean,
Were you running away from it or something?
Exactly. Yeah. I always say, I'm like, I wish my parents beat me. I'd have a Netflix special by now. It's just, I wish I had a better struggle story. No, they did. I mean, my family I come from loud, rambunctious Italian. So we laughed at everything, even dark shit and the real shit. And laughter was just the way we coped. It was the way we bonded. And then, I mean, my parents, they didn't mean to make a comedian, but they made a comedian.
Yeah,
and if you meet them, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Why? What part of Italy are they from? Or your ancestors?
Olive Garden, basically. My mom and my dad. Yeah.
Unlimited breadsticks.
Those breadsticks are fire, dude. Yeah. One time I got cheated on with a girl that was actually from Italy and lived in Italy. And I like basically said to my ex, I was like, why would you spend all that money and go overseas when you could just have Olive Garden right here?
Right there, right at home.
I'm cheaper. Yeah. I'm convenient. I'm right on the corner. Like, come on. So yes, they did. My family plays a huge influence in my comedy. They didn't mean to, but they do. So yes. Yeah.
That's great. When was your first performance on a stage?
Little. I was like 2.
No way.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
I did dance. My mom put me in ballet, tap, and jazz. They were like, we don't know if she's going to like this, but my mom was a dancer. She's like, let's just have her do dance lessons. Like, she's always bopping around the apartment. And, which I still do to this day. Bopping around, like, even when I visit my parents. And I loved it. So
it's a good bopping environment.
I love a good bop. I do. I love a good bop, a head bop. But yeah, I was 2 years old, and I was in dance recitals from 2 to 3 years old. And I took to it, I guess, and then I did plays and stuff. So I've been on stage a good portion of my life in some way, shape, or form.
What type of plays? Do you recall any of them?
My breakout role, and frankly, I'm upset you didn't IMDb me and you don't know this, Vinny, but I was Tinkerbell in an adaptation of Peter Pan in elementary school.
Wow. That's not on your IMDb, is it? It should be.
Well, I'm pop quizzing you, is it?
No, I don't know.
Okay, correct. You're not. It's not, obviously. It was a school play. Yeah, that was my first acting role. And this has been my whole life, and now I deal with it as an actress and casting now. I auditioned, and they loved me in school. And they wanted me to be Wendy, who is the main bitch, the HBIC.
Yeah.
Peter Pan's bitch. No, I'm kidding. But I wasn't tall enough. And I didn't look the part. And they're like, it's not going to make sense. Like, she's too little to be Wendy. So then they still wanted me to be a part of the play. So my teachers actually wrote in a comedic Tinkerbell. Wow. And they were like, but she does kind of look a lot like Tinkerbell. She bops around and she's kind of annoying. And
so your bopping experience, you had the profession in bopping.
It started with that Tinkerbell role, yeah. And I mean, Tinkerbell is me. Always bopping around, tiny, kind of slutty. Nice. Annoying, a little magical when I want to be. So it all kind of makes
fairy
sense.
Dust or whatever.
Yeah, don't bring cocaine into this. Listen.
Wow, that was you. You started talking about that.
Listen, Miami. The food group down there, yeah.
The food group, that's great. Did you go to school as a performer, like when you were older?
I did. I did a lot of theater classes and a lot of improv classes in high school and stuff, like outside, like in the community in Miami. And then I studied theater in college, which was a waste of money.
I see. I agree. Yeah, everything was a waste.
College in general is a waste of money. If I could go back in time, I'm doing theater and PR, which I guess that's what I studied, which I guess I'm using those 2 degrees now, but I don't think I needed to go.
No, yeah, of course.
$30,000 into debt for that to learn how to lie to people and be good at promoting it. So, yeah.
Those are 2 good skills. You seem like, I don't know if you exactly needed those years of...
Yeah, you just got to be really good at bullshitting.
You've been bullshitting me since we started hanging out today.
Exactly. And
it's
you get
continuing.
You're from Staten Island, so you know how to bullshit somebody. You respect it.
Nah, we're all straight shooters over there.
That is actually true. Staten Island is the borough of straight shooters. That I will agree. Yes.
So you mentioned PR and that you used it. What did you do in your PR life?
I was a music publicist before I started doing comedy full time.
No way.
I repped bands. I managed them a little bit. I dabbled on that side of things.
You're an ass kicker, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? So it wasn't really a passion
I'm more
at the
of
time.
an ass kicker now.
No way.
Because I'm doing the thing I want to do. I think when I was a publicist, I had the potential to be an ass kicker, but I never really gave a full fuck because there was something else I wanted to be doing. But I studied PR in college as knowing damn well I wanted to be an actor, knowing damn well I was a comedian, and that's what I wanted to do, and that I was moving to New York. But I got in my head, and my parents got in my head about picking a responsible job. So I picked PR, and then I got hired by Sony in college to be like a marketing rep for
during
them.
college. Wow.
During
great.
college, yeah. They had a college marketing program, which was awesome. And I was like, well, what could I market? What would be the only thing I'd want to be a publicist for? And I was like, bands, probably music. Yeah. So I did that, and I faked it for a long time. Like I was having fun.
How long were you there?
I was in the same company. I was at Sony. I was at a couple agencies. I even started my own like freelance practice too. But the second I started my own business and I had the freedom to do what I wanted with my time, I was like, okay, I'm going to do PR now, independently, freelance, whatever, but I'm going to also do more comedy. Fuck it, just did comedy. That was
nice.
it.
Well, when was that?
2018. 17 and 18, I was running my own business. And then fully pursuing comedy was really 2019, although I started hitting open mics and stuff in 2018, but I wasn't doing it consistently, like, at all.
Were you doing that in Miami or New York?
New York. I got started in New York.
Very nice. Yeah.
But with the greats. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. What what was the New York scene like when you were there at that time?
Great. It was what I thought it would be to have done stand-up in New York at that time. I mean, I was getting booked. I was thriving. I was just starting to get booked on club spots and shows where bigger comics were on. Yeah. And I was like, I was doing it. It's a good time
frame, too. Like a comedy was hot. That was still hot, but like.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I mean, it was great. It's what I thought it would be and more. And I was just starting to kind of get some momentum and pursue comedy full-time financially. And then the pandemic hit. And I don't think New York feels the same. New York comedy or New York. I don't.
Okay. Yeah. I don't spend enough time in Manhattan to even feel it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, exactly.
I try and go in and out. It's a mission.
Yeah, you're like, Manhattan's my ex-girlfriend. I didn't spend enough time in there to feel anything. I'm sorry. This is an open mic.
But keep it coming.
Yeah, I haven't spent. I honestly shouldn't say that. You're right, because I'm going to New York tomorrow for the first time in almost a year. So maybe I shouldn't speak to how New York is right now. But I will say from the last couple of visits, it just.
You were in Brooklyn most of that time, right? Or staying? Or you were all over the place?
I was all over the place. Well, when I go for comedy, I'm all over the place. But the last place I lived in New York was Astoria, Queens.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is, I think, the best borough. So,
cool.
I think. It's okay. It's good luck. Producer's keys just dropped. Or Swiss Army knife. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Something.
Or gun. I don't know. Yeah. YOLO. Okay.
No, we need CCW. Let us know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I have a big question for you.
Okay.
Who is your comedy Mount Rushmore? More than four.
Out the gate, number one, Joan Rivers.
Nice.
Without question. Number one. Just put everything on the line for a good joke and was one of the first women to really be like, fuck you, we can do this and say and do what we want. And that's the only way anything happens, I think, when you operate like that. Okay, well, also Lucille Ball, just from a comedic acting standpoint.
Yeah.
Loved I Love Lucy. I thought she's such a brilliant actress and performer and personality. Amy Poehler.
Okay.
Let me get a guy in there just for diversity. Let me get a straight male in there for diversity. Chris Rock comes to mind. I love Chris Rock.
No, he's great.
Yeah. There's a lot. If I could add more heads to this Mount Rushmore, I won't cheat.
You could if you want. You could add a couple more.
I don't want to break the rules.
Sounds good. All right.
Because then we'll be here forever with me talking about comedians, and let's not, But I think those are the first four that came to mind, and those are,
So some comedians that I really enjoy watching. You've had the pleasure of actually working with and opening for, like Mark Norman, Jessica Kirson, Judy Gold.
Kirson, Jessica
Kirson,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a bunch of others. Tell us about those experiences. Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
awesome. It's Judy was the first person that I opened for, really actually hired as an opener in South Florida, and I was so nervous because she's like a legend. And in hindsight, I don't even think I did that well because I was so fucking nervous. But she couldn't be more wonderful. All of them are awesome and wonderful to work with, and all our relationships that I kind of started to make in New York that translated when I moved down to Florida. So. I don't know. It's interesting. It's New York is the place to be, but I think Miami gave me those opportunities. I really got to really work with Mark Norman in South Florida. I got to really work with and get to know Jessica in Miami and Fort Lauderdale and stuff. But they're all wonderful. They also, too, would be on the Mount Rushmore for me if I could, like, extend it, yeah. Yeah. And they have such different styles.
So what was it like working with both of them, like one at a time?
Awesome. Yeah. It was, Judy, I was too nervous for the first time to even fully soak everything in. And then the second time I got to hang out with her after and get drunk and have dinner and, you know, and that was really special. And I've worked with Jessica a number of times and
but my whole like Facebook feed is just her. Like,
she's awesome.
In the crowd.
Yeah, she does so much for female comics. So, like, she really goes out of her way to give female comics opportunity. So does Judy, which is great. And Mark is just like a master joke writer and great hang and hysterical and, you know, works his ass off like they all do, obviously, you know. So I'm very fortunate that, you know, it makes you, anytime you think you're doing well, then you get to open for those guys and you're like, oh. You're like, I'll go back to work. Yeah, I'll go back to. I'll write again tomorrow.
Well,
okay.
don't undersell yourself because I actually saw you the other night at a Hotel Cafe out here. It was a great show. She had her set. What'd you think of that performance?
Well, I was not expecting that crazy of a crowd.
Yeah, it whacked out.
It whacked out. I mean, we had people who flew from other places in the country to see me, which was cool. Honored, flattered, wish they were a tad bit less drunk, but that's okay, or whatever they were on. It was a wild crowd, but I do think, I mean, I had a lot of fun, and it was nice to have my own control in a new city. Yeah. Like, just run my own show and be like, okay, if all else fails.
Packed house.
It's packed. Yeah. Yeah, we were just a couple tickets shy of selling out, which was great. I had a lot of fun, and I just think I will thank Miami comedy for this. I used to hate Miami comedy crowds because they're like that 9 times out of 10. Yeah. They're like rude, they're talking, they want to be a part of the show. And when I first came down from New York, I was like, what the fuck is going on with everything? And I now am grateful for all of those really tough, crazy fucking gauntlet nights in Miami. Because then I was in LA last night and my crowd decided to all be on heavy drugs, I guess. And I was like...
bragging about it, too.
And bragging about it and just yelling it out like a safe word. Like the one guy was like, shrooms! Then he was just like, acid! What about acid? I was like, are you playing Jeopardy? Like, I'll take what is acid for $300, Alex. Like, but I thrive now in those environments thanks to, like, Miami. I was like, all right...
Yeah, it was cool. You brought someone on stage. I
was like, I guess this is what tonight's going to be. Here we go. Okay. So I had a lot of fun.
It's great. For someone who's not in that space, what goes into, like, how long does it take to create a set? What goes into all that? Yeah, I have no idea.
I mean, I guess it depends on, I think everyone grows at a different rate.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen people do the same 5 minutes for years and years and years, and I'm kind of like... all right,
you know,
like you're not writing anything new. And then I see other people like, you know, like Mark's a great example. I mean, he's a machine and just constantly churning out tons of stuff. So I think everybody's got, and it ebbs and flows, but I think when you decide to become a comedian as a profession, you've always been a comedian and you always will be. I think. That.
Yeah.
So you're like kind of always working on a set. Like at some point it becomes second nature that if something happens to you, you're like, I'm going to talk about this on stage, right? Like it just kind of goes hand in hand.
So for you, how long do you work the same joke before, like, say, bringing it into the longer, like, version or whatever? Yeah. Like, how do you determine that personally?
There's been stuff that I've been working on for years. That sometimes hits, sometimes doesn't. And I put it on the shelf, I take it off the shelf. And then there's been stuff that I've written immediately or come up with, and it's like, boom, and it works. I kind of have a weird theory that no joke works 10 times out of 10. I think it's like crowd, 9 times out of 10. Yeah, because it's going to depend on like the crowd, the vibe, where it is in the set. I don't think any joke is like 100%. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but for me, it's like you can even have your foolproof shit, and you'll find a certain crowd one night where you're like, all right, or not. Okay, so Yeah, and I guess you're just constantly, you could probably argue too that no joke is ever fully done. Like you could always squeeze a little more out of it and tag it up or like.
I was commenting on the joke you had that 30, 32 that I was crying laughing.
Oh, thanks. That's a quick one. Yeah. Because I started doing it because I start the joke with like, I just turned 30 because I wrote that joke when I turned 30 and I'm 32. And then everyone was like, didn't you turn 30? Didn't you, like, what? And then, so I started being like, I just turned 30 2 years ago.
I was crying like...
That's just turning 30, yeah.
it was a funny joke.
Thanks.
It was a great delivery. Yeah, your delivery is incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
fun. I saw you at Hotel Cafe the year before.
Yeah.
It was a while ago now, and it was funny because I knew when I saw you, I told her this the other night, I knew when I saw her that this is someone who, within the next 5+ years, everyone's going to know her name.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
And the other part is when I want... hurry it up.
Oh, yeah. I am fucking tired. Yeah. Hurry up. No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
And I knew when I started the show, she was like one of the first few people that I wanted to have on. I was like, I'm glad we got this in.
He even got me mimosas.
Yeah, cheers.
And wined and dined me.
She said she wanted it. Here we are.
Oh my gosh.
I think she might have been joking, but
I kind of was joking. And then you were like, we're going to Bevmo. And I was like, oh, is that your studio? And he was like, no, it's a liquor store. And I was like, it's 11 a.m. And he was like, well, you said you wanted mimosas.
And we told the liquor store guy, good morning.
That was great. We walked in, we were like, buenos dias. Top of the morning to you. Guess we're here to buy alcohol. Hello.
You have like online, I don't know too much about it. We haven't really discussed it too much, but the cat call.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that. What that's all about.
It's like my neglected bratty daughter, honestly, but it's like I like to do a lot of shit for women in a not cliquey, genuine way, I would hope, is how it comes across. Okay. I would hope. So I started it when I was in the music business because I didn't think women had like a genuine outlet to network. Everything was very like stuffy and cliquey and antiquated and weird. So I was like, oh, what if I got like a couple of my girls and they got a couple of their girls and we just like got together every now and again and genuinely tried to network and hang.
That was in New York?
In New York in like 2016 maybe earlier. No, 2016. That feels right. Yeah. And it's evolved because now I'm obviously not doing that anymore. So it's kind of evolved with me. And now I do a lot of events for women, panels, comedy shows. When I can, I just like it. I like making something all female. It's fun.
I got it. Are you doing things similar to that in Miami?
I am. I just did a panel kind of like you did about like hospitality and entertainment and women in those fields, and a really cool happy hour open discussion about like, how do you ask for more money? How do you navigate a boss hitting on you? How do you get this job? What's the amount of money I should be asking for this kind of thing? And I just think like women especially, we benefit a lot when we just get real and talk numbers with each other and stuff like that. So yeah.
I felt like I'm at my event last night. What does it mean to you to be...
We're coast to coast doing this.
Yeah,
I love
right?
it.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah,
we're building an
opposite.
empire. Yeah.
That's right. One day at a time. What does being a female comic mean to you? I guess with all that.
I love it and I hate that term. I do, both of it, because on the one hand, I'm like, we're never like, oh, you're a male astronaut. And I also think to some girls, I'm like, focus less on what it is people. Like, focus less on how you identify. Like, I'm a gay comic. I'm a trans comic. I'm a female. You're just
you're a comedian.
That's it. Yeah. Like, and funny is funny. And you shouldn't need these qualifiers to get yourself booked or grow in comedy. But then on the other hand, I think there's like a reality that like women aren't funny, or who'd she sleep with? Oh, you're a comedian and you're a girl. It's just, it's dumb, but it's real. So then on the other hand, it is kind of cool to be a girl that does this and have this opportunity to just like work hard and be really funny and make shit happen. And I don't need to be like, and I'm a female. That speaks for itself.
I agree.
Already kind of thing. So it's like, it can be annoying, but it's also kind of a cool opportunity to just be like, It's not a female comic that sold out the Improv. It's a comic that sold out the Improv. But yes, it was. How cool. Yeah, yeah. So.
Yeah, well, that's how I felt about you last year when I saw you.
Oh, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you.
Yeah, you got it. So you're also an actress. Tell us about your like on-screen career. What type of projects? I know you've produced stuff yourself too.
Yeah,
Been a part of a lot of projects. Tell us about what's going on with that side of things.
Yeah, I love to act. I've acted a lot in my life. I think my focus is mainly on stand-up right now. Mm-hmm. So when I act now, I'd much rather be brought in on projects that are like organic and somebody thought of me. Like I have a web series, The Disastrous Dating Life of Diane Damone, and I got that through my stand-up and through a relationship I had with the director in New York. And
that's great. Yeah, tell us about that show.
It's great.
Or series.
A single neurotic Italian girl in New York trying to date and being a hot mess, and that was me. Still is. And the director started writing it again in COVID, and he had seen my stand-up, and we worked together on something else. And he was like, "You're Diane." And that was a way better fit and project than going out on the audition circuit.
Got it, yeah. Yeah.
And doing
sometimes it's better
self-tapes.
like that.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, this is awesome. It's like made for me. I can say yes or no. I don't need to compete for it or whatever. And I got to like produce that and pitch it and help get it distributed and all that kind of stuff.
Where is it now?
It's on Tubi, Roku, Amazon Prime, a bunch of others. Those are the main ones. Yeah.
Very cool. Accessible.
It's funny.
Yeah, check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen the trailer. I checked it out online.
Awesome.
I watched a couple episodes.
Awesome.
Give you guys
Yeah,
some
they're
love.
quick. There's 6 episodes, like 20 minutes each.
Nice.
You can blow
Diane
through
Damone.
it on your lunch break. Yeah.
On the toilet.
On the toilet. Exactly. It's a perfect place. Watch me while you're taking a huge fucking shit. Thank you. Or jerking off. Either one. It doesn't matter.
Whatever you doing there.
A release. Get a release. Yeah. That's all I ask.
So, day to day, you're also a radio host.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that. New. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. I'm on air on Hits 97.3, The Rhythm of Miami in South Florida. It's great. I have a love for radio. I did a little bit of college radio. I started dabbling in it back in Miami. I just think if you put a microphone in front of me, I want to yap into it for people to listen.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I'm thriving right now. Yeah, that's, wherever there is a microphone, I will find it. It's been awesome. It's been really great, and it's a nice compliment to stand up. It's a nice way to serve the community. It's fun. Being live is fun, but it's a definitely, I think my favorite thing too right now about radio is it's like the newest part of what it is I do. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of cool to be like challenged again.
Yeah.
And like I'm brand new, like so I'm learning all of these from like working a board to phoners to being live to being on a morning show to be air checking to all these things. So I think it came at a good time too. It kind of like helped me like get back on my toes again because it's exciting. I'm new and like learning.
That's great.
Yeah, and working in entertainment. So yeah.
Well, wait. So what goes into it? What's like the show? Like what type of topics do you bring in? Like you talk like.
Yeah, so I'm on air right now, weekends and nights. And it's it's right. We try to keep it like positive and local and community based and stuff. But I just kind of like my stand up. I talk about me and my life. And I just probably curse a lot less because the FCC is listening.
Yeah,
but I will say it's a breath of fresh air because you don't have to be funny on the radio. It's a little less like you can kind of like, it's great if you are. That's awesome.
Definitely helpful.
But it's like you could just kind of be like, oh, it's not harsh like stand up where I need to like punch. I could just like talk to people and meet them wherever they're at in their day. So it's been a nice like different muscle to kind of flip off.
That's amazing.
Switch off. Yeah.
What are some of the other types of things that you've hosted in the past? I feel like you've probably been involved in other things.
Festivals, banquets, other failed podcasts.
Nice. You had your own at some point?
Yeah, I had 1 or 2. I have one kind of through Cat Call where I interview dope women sometimes about their like journey and how they've broken the rules to get where they are. I had a podcast in New York with an old friend called Violently Funny, and it was about domestic violence and intimate partner violence, and it was trying to make make that not funny, but
make light of it a little.
Make light of it from two people who went through it, and we had like survivors and lawyers on and psychologists, and
that's a great concept.
Yeah, thanks. So maybe I'll bring it back. Yeah, R.I.P. to that because that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll
you got to work with the right people. I'm glad you're doing this podcast like one host, just you. Because
that's the current way it is. Who knows? Maybe we'll bring people in. Some people who inspired me to actually make this show is the Value-tainment team.
Yeah,
you've actually been working with them a little. You appeared on a few episodes of like the Saucecast, and I don't know if you sat
Vinny
down.
Show, Vincent Oshana. Yep.
Yeah, tell me about that. Like, what was that? What were some of those experiences like? Especially 'cause I'm a big nerd with all their stuff.
It was great. I mean, they're a machine.
Yeah.
They have a massive following. They don't, at least on Saucecast especially too, they don't shy away from a really great debate.
Yeah.
I don't think anything on that network does. Vinny's show too.
Yeah, of course.
So, even if people don't agree, there's always space for everybody to kind of like chime in, and it's so well produced and everything. So it was cool to kind of come on and hear other perspectives, and their shows are so different. Like Sauce is all about like, money and romance, and Vinny's Vinny. Vinny, you cover a little bit of everything. So
that's cool. Yeah. They're a great team. Hope to visit.
And they're right in my backyard in Fort Lauderdale, in Florida.
Close by.
They're right there. So yeah, they're great.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What there's a big scope. What has been some of the more wild interactions from fans, and like what has some of that led to?
Well, you saw a good amount of it on Wednesday.
That was a while.
Crazy. It's been GIFs, some vague light stalking. We love some light stalking. Like, why is this guy coming to every show that I have this week? That's weird. And bringing gifts.
What were the gifts?
One guy started showing up at all the shows without telling me he was going to, and he was showing up by himself like multiple times a week, and just sitting in the crowd. And
you didn't spot him.
I would spot him sometimes, and towards ones I picked up on it, I was like,
"This guy's back."
Yeah, like what? Like nobody wants to watch stand-up comedy that many times. I wouldn't even want to see myself that many times in 1 week. I don't. I don't. And he would buy me like a lot of like tarot decks every time, at least the first couple of times that he showed up at a show.
You
and I was
that?
like, I love tarot. Yeah, I'm a white woman drinking a mimosa on a podcast.
No.
I love astrology, tarot, all that shit, pegging, like I love all of it. Vinny's uncomfortable because I said pegging. He's like,
she's right.
Yeah.
I'm a white guy.
Right, yeah. You're like, nobody's going in there. Oh, that's it.
No. I didn't know what that was till not that long ago. I didn't even know the term.
How'd you find out?
I went to a show that they explained what it was, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just happened to.
It's definitely the guy taking a back role in that situation. Oh, yeah. Pun intended. Yeah. Back seat, if you will. Yeah, it's I love feeling close to people that are connected to my comedy, fans, whatever. I like that a lot. I was just talking with Anna Lepley, who opened up for me, who's great.
Oh, yeah, she's awesome.
She was awesome last night about it, and we were both kind of talking about how, because she's had some people too where, and we're not famous, but you have a following, you have fans, and we were both discussing having to like set boundaries with that. Yeah. And she said something really smart that she's like, we're entertainers, like, and I can only imagine if for more famous people and public figures, like she's like, it can't be like, that doesn't mean you have like full access to me. And like I said, we're not even famous yet. Like, and she's like, we were just talking about like, she's like, setting healthy boundaries. So like, you can answer people and of course hugs and photos and it's awesome, but it's an energy drain doing this. So at some point you have to like draw a line, because you're like, if I'm constantly giving my energy in front of a live audience I'm going to have none left for mom and dad and boyfriend or myself more than anything.
Exactly.
So
well, speaking of that, mom, dad, boyfriend, whoever, but what do you seem like you're doing stuff nonstop. What do you like to do on your downtime?
Nothing. Sleep.
Wow.
It's my favorite thing. It's the most boring answer in the world, but it's real.
Yeah, big sleeper. What about all this tarot stuff you're talking about before?
Well, I do that all the time.
Oh, you do that all the time?
I pull cards all the time. Like, what are they telling you? It's not good, Vinny.
Okay,
no, I'm
it's
kidding.
I don't know any
You're
of that.
going to get pegged. That's what the cards told me today.
I can't with this
It was
shit.
an Italian man with a wand up his ass. And I was like, someone's got to tell Vinny that this is going to happen.
Might be the other guy in the studio.
yeah, or it's you. I don't know. We're going to find out soon. Whoever's asshole can fit it in. I don't get a lot of free time. It sounds so, I don't have hobbies.
Okay.
But
That's all right, though.
it's boring, but it comes with the territory when what you do for a living is also happens to
your
be
passion.
your favorite fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm always working, but I'm like, even when I'm tired and kind of like over it, I'm like, but I get to be like on the radio.
Yeah, and you have the energy, unlimited energy for things like that. Like,
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Things that hype me up, you know.
You're tired, but then you go in studio and you cut your first break, and that's great. Okay, or like you're exhausted and you really don't want to do stand up, but you get your first laugh, and you're like. Okay, you know what I mean? So I love being by myself. I love sleeping. I love working out.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you're busy.
When you're, well, you know, from entertainment, when you're around people you're around people all the time.
Yeah.
When you do get free time, I'm like, leave me alone.
Yeah, get away.
Get away, like in the most respectful, nice way possible. So yeah.
I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, do my little rapid fire section. Let's rock it, right?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Do you have?
Let me get a sip of mimosa.
Oh yeah. All right.
Rapid
I'll join
fire.
you. Yeah. Whoop. Are you chugging over there?
No. And then I left chugging back in the college days.
Yeah. What'd you chug?
Come.
All right. Good. Perfect. That's a quick answer. All right. Rapid fire.
Just giving the people what they want
Good.
here.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what they wanted to hear.
Right.
They needed
right.
that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Come and Smirnoff. Ice.
Together.
Got to wash it down with something. It's the Smirnoff was the chaser.
That's good. Perfect. It's good to know. Mm-hmm. Do you have a favorite comedy movie?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, great answer.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a close second.
Wow, both great.
And oh my God, why am I blanking? Dodgeball's coming to my head, but that's not. Animal House.
Oh, okay, great.
All older ones.
Yeah, the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh, that might be 70s.
Well, but I'll rewatch, like, The Hangover is fucking hilarious and stuff. Like, yeah.
Nice, perfect.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite place that you could recall, like, where you performed?
Yeah. I don't know. Oh my God, I did perform so much. Honestly, I just did a festival in Orlando, Jiggy Comedy. Like, he produces it and runs it. And I just did it. And Joe Gatto from Impractical Joke and like Joey Fatone from NSYNC, like Be Still My Heart, like literally. And like all these great comics were on it. It's called Taste Funny. Excuse me. And those are probably like, those crowds were so warm and loving and amazing. And that's all credit to Jiggy and what he like curates and makes. And that was really great. But like Hotel Cafe was great.
Yeah, perfect.
I'm trying to think of, in New York, I used to love Rockwood Music Hall, which is kind of like the Hotel Cafe of New York. And in Miami, what's my favorite room?
So far, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Okay.
you become a sucker for a good room as a comic. Like I'll walk into a bar that has like low, and I'm like, oh,
I could make this mine.
yeah. I'm like, oh,
Nice.
somebody put comedy in here. Yeah, like it's gonna be good. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite cocktail?
Lately I rotate. I was really into old fashions for a minute.
Wow.
I still am with bourbon. I like them.
I
But
like martinis. No.
I'm a martini. But I finally found my drink.
Good.
Vodka, dry. I like vermouth. Yeah. I feel like every time I have a martini,
So it's a good call to put to ask for. You know, I said a little vermouth.
That was great. It was
Yeah,
perfect.
all right,
Vinny ordered me a perfect martini.
Very nice.
Yeah, and stirred with a lemon twist.
Yeah, I'm not a martini guy. No, not for me.
What's your drink?
I like old fashioned too. You know,
Yeah.
old fashioned Manhattan.
Yeah, as I've gotten older, I like the sugary shit. I can't do. I like a stiff. Because I like martinis and old fashions too, because they just like get the job done. One or two, and you're there. Yeah.
Perfect. So Zodiac.
My sign.
Yeah.
Guess.
I have no idea. I know nothing about them. I'm trying to learn. I don't know. Well, did you tell me when your birthday? I don't know. I still wouldn't know. I don't know when
This guy doesn't look up my IMDb. Doesn't know my birthday.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to know you here.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm an Aquarius.
Oh, that's February.
February 1st. Yeah.
And my
Aquarius.
little brother's that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Right next to Capricorn. My mom is a Capricorn.
Nice.
So I love my Caps. Yeah.
There we go. So last one.
Yes.
Someone from history you'd love to have dinner with.
Joan Rivers.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
So we're going to close out here. I'm grateful for you coming. This was great.
I'm grateful for you having me.
Of course.
Thanks for the mimosas and everything.
If you could just tell the people what's coming next and where they could find you.
I am doing shows that are not in South Florida, but also ones that are in South Florida. I'm in New York, Boca, Tampa, Phoenix, Boston, Rochester, Denver, Chicago, all over. Brittany Brave on everything. Brittany Brave comedy. Yes, Brave is my last name. So yes. Yay.
Perfect. All right.
Cheers.
Appreciate you.
Cheers. Mimosas and men.
There we are.
2 of my favorite things.